Pues venga, gente. A ver qué nos cuentan los señores de Xbox. Venga. A ver. Buah, no, para 18 años. Aquí va a haber contenido tocho, Aquí va a haber cositas, gente. Vale, creo que tengo abierto el de Twitch también. Ya está. Estaba usando doble y me estaba rayando. 4 estudios. Obsidian. Vale, 4 juegos únicos. Vale. Ahí está la de Hellblade, ¿no? La captura. Bueno, ok. Developer Direct. Vamos al lío, gente. Vamos al lío. ¿Con qué empezamos? Vale, empezamos con Avowed. Claro, recordemos que Obsidian son los de Pillars of Eternity, Star Wars KOTOR, Fallout New Vegas.
I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed.
Vale.
Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity.
Outer Worlds, claro.
And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical, to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with
Gabriel
choice.
Paramo,
so we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks.
Lo que igual es que se pero veo como la cámara demasiado cerca, ¿no? Parece casi de VR el juego. O sea, el FOV está como demasiado cerca, yo creo. O sea, al ver las manos constantemente delante de la cámara.
It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat.
Vale, interesante.
That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols.
Están siendo bastantes escenarios y tipos de enemigos, Esto.
Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapons power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp,
vale,
the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands.
Vale.
As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's.
Vale.
Our families deserve to
interesante esto, ¿no? El poder tomar decisiones
Making the
en las
right
secundarias y
choice
demás.
isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone.
Me parece bastante más dinámico que Starfield, ¿no?
Anyone else made it out. Of course he did.
De hecho, se da un poquito aire a
never
Baldur's.
has a thought he
No
won't
llega al
see.
nivel de detalle de los rostros
So
y
what
todo
did he tell
esto,
you?
pero...
That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby?
Se como más dinámico,
Often,
¿sabes?
and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Usui,
Y la cámara más
why is he
lejana
not here
también.
with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you
Vale.
believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
Vale.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it?
Y si no, pues imagino que
It's
luchas
not
contra
my
él, ¿no?
fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath.
A ver, esta peña no ha fallado nunca, ¿no? Obsidian de momento. O sea, no hay como muchas razones para dudar de esta peña. Como juego de rol, quiero decir. ¿Han hecho alguna cosa que no sea buena? Yo creo que no, ¿no? O sea, Outer Worlds está bien. New Vegas está de puta madre. O sea, quiero decir, no hay ningún razonamiento para pensar, va a ser un mierdón, ¿sabes? No lo creo. Y visualmente no se ve puntero, pero se ve bonito. Claro, mínimo es un juego de 7, ¿no? Un juego que está bien hecho. Juego bueno, disfrutable.
But I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of
de momento lo único que me
and
chirría, ya os
marching
digo, o
in
sea, que no
towards a
chirría,
beautiful
simplemente lo veo un poco raro, es el fog
there's
que
the
está demasiado
opportunity
cerca.
there for
Pero bueno,
life,
se podrá modificarse
for
seguro, vaya.
adventure, and even a little danger.
Que parece que tiene el punto de vista de un juego verde.
We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Sale en otoño, ¿ves? Es que tenía pinta de estar súper avanzado ya. Vale, pues mira, en otoño lo tenemos. Bien, 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 bien. No dicen fecha exacta, pero bueno, daos cuenta que quedan un montón. Estamos en enero, gente. Quedan un montón de eventos este año para dar fecha exacta. Bueno, pues en otoño. ¿De acuerdo? A ver qué más. Ahí está. Obsidian, Xbox, PC y Game Pass. Y otoño 2024. Vale, pues al siguiente juego. Imagino que el Indiana Jones lo dejarán para el final, porque es como la gran sorpresa, ¿no? El que no hemos visto nada literalmente. Vale, vamos con Ninja Theory, con este Hellblade 2. Que como os decía antes, se ha filtrado, rumoreado que la fecha es que sea mayo. Que será buena fecha, en verdad. Así que a ver qué nos confirman o no.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade II. and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world.
Último mes de desarrollo, o sea que tiene que estar ya esto.
We have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
Ha dicho experiencia narrativa breve, ¿eh? Lo cual me alegra porque hay juegos que no saben cuándo parar y es mejor hacer un juego que sea buenísimo de 8 horas que hacer uno que sea bueno a secas de 25-30.
But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective,
ha ampliado la escala.
and others who will reject it.
Por lo que está comentando me recuerda un poquito al Plague Tale, al Requiem. Y ha encontrado como gente que, ¿sabes?, contribuye al mundo en el que...
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements.
O sea, va a ser el juego más puntero de la generación cuando salga, básicamente.
Plunge the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
El combate entiendo que será igual que el primero, o sea, gimmick, más que combate.
And also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Vale. Es que parece una puta película, ¿eh? En planos.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University
en el juego original,
as well as people with lived experience.
No sé si traspasarte el juego o directamente en el menú. Hay un documental bastante interesante en el que este tío y el resto del equipo hablan sobre la psicología de Senua. Dura como media horita o así, está muy guay, ¿eh? Si podéis verlo, está muy chulo. O sea, te cuento un poquito cómo plantearon todo el tema visual de los puzzles y tal. Está guay ese documental. La verdad que está bastante chulo.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots.
Esta chica era simplemente animadora del estudio, ¿verdad? Animadora o trabajaba en algo de arte, o sea, no era actriz. Me quiere sonar. Melissa, digo.
We have all new combat for the sequel.
Me quiere sonar que era pues una chica más del estudio que trabajaba ahí.
One of our key goals
era parte del equipo, ¿no? Sin más.
To actually tell a story throughout it.
Es actriz, pero es actriz ahora, creo que en su momento no.
Very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle.
Vale, explican esto otra vez, ¿no? Que el combate no es flashy y tal, porque no es una luchadora, no es en plan Nariko, ¿sabes? Del Heavenly Sword.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio
¿cómo se ve? Cuando veo al personaje caminando hacia un horizonte o así, flipo, tío. ¿Cuándo?
We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland.
¿Cuándo, porfa? ¿Fecha?
You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible.
Estos son capturas de referencia de Islandia, ¿vale? No es gameplay.
You see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works. That's amazing.
Nada de locos.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones,
Es español, sí, claro.
Surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head.
Sí.
In this game, through spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
Aunque puedes ir caminando por ahí, escuchar media música por un lado, otra que no esté silenciada, o sea...
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them.
Ah, vale, los de la presentación de los Game Awards.
Their depth, their meaning in the music, it really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special.
Fue un momentazo esto.
We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Ojo.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft
life-changing
art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade II, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Vale.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Ahí está, la filtración, 21 de mayo. Me parece una fecha de puta madre. A priori, a priori. Que igual luego en mayo había algo tocho y no me acuerdo, pero a priori me parece bien para... primera mitad de año, bien. Buena fecha, ¿eh? O sea, tenemos de momento otoño para el Avowed o Avowed. Y tenemos este para mayo. Ojito, ¿eh? ¿Serán todos para 2024? Sería un puntazo. Uy. A ver si va a haber sorpresa de verdad. Y tenemos el Hi-Fi Rush. Hostia, Square Enix Visions of Mana. Ok. Vale. Bueno, bien, ¿no? Pues imagino que pondrán otro después, ¿eh? Porque había hueco para otro. Es el mana, ¿eh? O al menos la imagen era del Vision of Mana. Hola.
My name is Masaru Oyamada.
Y la
producer for the Mana series.
Sí. Mana series, ahí está.
Square Enix. 聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。
Este juego pinta muy chulo,
コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。
Pinta muy chulo este juego.
聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、
Guay tanto, música de
武器
Shimomura,
の特
por
性を生
cierto.
かして戦うアクション RPG と
Música de
し
Yoko
て
Shimomura.
これまでに17作発売され長らく愛されてきました。本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。
Muy parecida al Trials of Mana.
シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
Vale. no es muy rompedor,
今回
pero sé.
これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。
Están bien animados, Tienen personalidad.
聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックル。ピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては今作のマスコットキャラクターであるくらいしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上でヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目はアルマジアによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
No es un cambio muy sutil, pero
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。
No se ve mal, o sea, insisto, no se ve increíble tampoco. O sea, es un motor gráfico muy modesto.
その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な
力で
爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後もさまざまな情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏 この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が
Este verano,
今から待ちきれま
A
せん。
ver, hubiera estado bien, la verdad, que sacasen el recopilatorio de la saga en Xbox también, ya que están, ¿sabes? Que salió en Switch hace no mucho. Vale, bueno, pues tenemos ya 3 juegos confirmados para este año. O sea que ni tan mal. Ahora imagino que irán al Fable. Luego habrá una sorpresa abajo del todo, supongo. Y terminará con el Indiana Jones, que imagino que será el más preliminar de todos. Salvo sorpresa, el Indiana Jones imagino que saldrá en 2025. ¿He dicho Fable? Bueno, esto. No, me he equivocado. Estaba pensando no sé por qué en Fable, pero no.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games.
De hecho, lo he hecho varias veces Fable,
We founded
¿no?
the studio
Bueno,
in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love.
Fíjate, el Empire Earth es de Microsoft, porque era juegazo,
Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Era juegazo. Ah, es el
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world.
A mí este género la verdad es que no me interesa una mierda, no voy a engañaros.
And engage with your rivals on the international
No me llama nada la
stage.
atención.
But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived
por el
notions about the
Empire
genre,
Earth.
push it forward in a modern, empowering,
No sé si era de Microsoft
and
o no,
truly
pero-
compelling and approachable way.
Pero vaya.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack.
Este género tiene una cosa muy buena, es que si son buenos, ¿vale? Enganchan durante muchísimo tiempo. Muchísimo tiempo. Son juegos que te dan para infinitas horas, básicamente.
That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious
Claro,
nation
os
on
diría que no
the
se ve
planet.
mal para ser un juego de estrategia, pero sinceramente no sé cómo están ahora mismo los juegos de estrategia a nivel visual. O sea, que no es el último que jugué fue el Empire 2. O sea, imagino que esto ya es el estándar, ¿no?
We also wanted to explore more in
Vamos, que se ve
different
bien.
parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Muy bien.
We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential.
En estos juegos a día de hoy os pregunto porque no lo sé, ¿vale? ¿Ya se puede hacer algo en plan super caótico, rollo hacer que el mundo se vaya a la mierda? ¿O eso es perder en la partida? O sea, puede ser un villano increíble que obliga a la gente a, o sea, a matarse entre ellos, a hacer cosas súper turbias. ¿Se puede hacer eso?
Scientific advancement. The choice is theirs.
O siga habiendo el objetivo de que prospere y todo esto, el imperio, ¿sabes? O lo que esté montando.
And focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Ya que tienen Age of Empires,
when I play Ara,
o cuidas a la gente de tu aldea o se mueren todos.
Collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history, like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally
getting to the outcome
or reward.
Son muy buenos,
like
pero
important improvement or triumph just changes the
si quieres meterles horas tienes para horas,
Ara compared to other 4X games.
Madre mía.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a
O sea,
national
puedes perder la vida en una
scale,
campaña de
with
estos
players
juegos.
honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Aura just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
De acuerdo.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Aura, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait, informed by their contributions.
Ojalá haya un modo de juego que sea un
With
MOBA,
a diverse
y te vas pegando por ahí con
roster,
Genghis
we know
Khan y
players will
Napoleón.
find leaders
Sería la
that they
hostia.
will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Vale. Es que no estaría guapísimo un modo que sea un MOBA.
Player feedback
Modo
is the
multi.
only way to really understand what you're making.
Vas con Napoleón ahí
It gives
tirando
us
la
that
Q.
priceless perspective from the people we're making Aura for. You.
Ya puestos.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive.
Vale.
We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
Vale.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
Para finales de
The
año.
launch of Aura is only the beginning.
Ok,
We're
mayo
going to
Hellblade
maintain our
2,
insider program
otoño
after the release
Avowed,
date and
este final
continue
de
to
año.
listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games,
O sale el
thank you for
Indiana Jones en
joining us
verano,
today. We can't
o
wait
ya el
for
año
you
que
to play
viene.
Aura and
Tiene
to
más
create your
sentido.
own history.
Ah, bueno, pone otoño. Bueno, final de año puede ser otoño, ¿no? Noviembre. Sigue siendo otoño. No sale en Xbox este, por lo que veo, ¿eh? Sale en PC y PC Game Pass. Vale, ¿habrá sorpresa previa a Indiana Jones? Ah, pues no, creí que habría algo más. Curioso. Pues imagino que va a ser bastante, ¿no? Estoy viendo ese mapa.
Och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't
Importante, solo han enseñado los logos de las tres primeras,
you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey.
No han enseñado la cuarta y la quinta, solo las tres primeras.
Proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games.
A ver, la gente de Wolfenstein, por lo menos
I remember pitching Lucasfilm
de la ambientación saben,
being,
¿sabes?
You know, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, you know, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones.
Vale, va a ser primera persona seguro, pero bueno.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you.
Vale.
You're wondering if
es un indie joven, evidentemente.
you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here.
No se ve mal, los modelos.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Joder, no se ve nada mal, cabrón. No se ve nada mal, Vale.
Myths.
Ahí está.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of
Hostia, es este... Joder. Es el que pone voz a Venom en Spider-Man 2. Todd algo. No me acuerdo el nombre del actor ahora mismo.
To be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Uy, espérate, que igual tiene varias perspectivas. Nah, es en primera, Igual puedes cambiar a primera y tercera, que estaría guay. Tipo Starfield, vaya.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
¡Temazo! Tiene algunas animaciones en tercera, tipo el avatar de diciembre, ¿sabes? Pero es en primera, vaya, lógicamente. A ver, han sido listos. O sea, Machine Games hace juegos en primera persona y así evitan las comparaciones con el Uncharted de Xbox, ¿sabes? Bueno, veremos. Ya os digo, los Wolfenstein son buenos juegos. Así que no hay dudas de momento. Vale, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Vale, vamos.
You have any idea how old that was?
Interesante. Interesante.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for
years. Han enseñado bastante,
He's a brilliant archaeologist.
Han enseñado bastante más de lo que imaginaba, la verdad.
Everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming
mucho más de lo que imaginaba, la verdad.
Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples.
Y no se ve mal teniendo en cuenta que estamos viendo un vídeo grabado, o sea, que no estamos jugando al juego en directo,
¿sabes? All of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip. And so for things like cutscenes in environmental traversal,
vale.
We pull the camera back for a third person.
Es que es muy parecido a lo que han hecho con el Avatar. O sea,
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set
es en primera persona, pero en ciertas partes se pone en tercera.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College.
Un poco rarete que la cámara se aleje y se acerque constantemente, pero bueno, te acostumbras, imagino.
And rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
Vale. Ahora os digo, a mí me pinta guay, ¿eh? O sea, no pinta tampoco el mejor juego del año, increíble, tengo un hype increíble, ¿no? Pero me llama la atención. Sobre todo por la gente que lo está haciendo. Si fuera otro estudio me daría igual, pero esta gente hace buenos juegos.
It wouldn't be indie if he wasn't using his wits to get through.
O sea, que va a tener puzzles también, lógicamente, vaya.
The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Getting the hang of this.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun and, to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action.
Igual es un popular opinion, pero yo cuando lo veo en tercera persona me gusta más que en primera, pero bueno, seré yo.
Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
Pero seré yo, no sé.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones.
No sé, muy bien, de verdad.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence.
Ah, vale, la banda sonora no es de Williams, ¿no? Tendrá temas de Williams porque son los icónicos de la saga, pero...
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors.
Mola.
Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
¿Cuánto creéis que tardará la comunidad en sacar un mod para jugar en tercera persona? Porque el modelo está hecho.
Is adventure first, but in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and
no
we've
mucho,
ended
si
up
está el
with
modelo
a
hecho.
sort of hybrid experience.
O sea, no es tan fácil como dar un botón, pero vamos, que se va a hacer seguro.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purpose
Esto es importantísimo, ¿eh? Hacer que el arma principal del juego sea brutal es parte de God of War con el hacha, por ejemplo, o Spider-Man con las redes. Si consiguen que esto sea muy satisfactorio, tienen el 50% del juego hecho, básicamente.
Everything you'd expect from Indie Sweep, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Okay. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps.
Vale.
Small secrets.
O sea, gran parte son opcionales, ¿no? Me alegro.
Right in with their
Me alegro que yo lo he pensado y
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret.
O sea, yo se lo aplaudo, la verdad.
The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Pero fuera de que me gusta mucho lo que veo, me gusta mucho cómo pinta la linterna, la verdad. Las cosas como son, me gusta mucho.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year.
Este año, vale.
I cannot wait to share more soon.
Me han robado ahí el libro de oro. Vale, sale este año, guay, gente, guay. Guay. Pues no contaba con él este año, Pero claro, cuando hemos visto tantísimo gameplay, es que han enseñado muchísimo, Han enseñado muchísimo, tío, la verdad. Esperaba un poco de los developers, ¿sabes? Como enseñando algo del ordenador, alguna cosita. No, bastante material, la verdad. Ojo. Este lo jugaremos seguro, vamos. Vale, aquí está el B-roll con todo junto, ¿no? Vale. Bueno, pues está bien, ¿no? No sé. Quitando el de estrategia, que no me interesa mucho, los demás los quiero jugar. O sea, el Avowed me llama la atención, la verdad. Aunque sea probarlo, me llama la atención. El indiano lo quiero jugar segurísimo. El Hellblade lo jugaré segurísimo. Y el Mana también. O sea que, bueno.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule.
El Indiana me gusta, pero me hubiera gustado más en tercera persona. Pero entiendo por qué lo hacen en primera. O sea, aparte de que el estudio es muy bueno haciendo juegos en primera, o sea, los Wolfenstein, está el hecho de que también les distingue de la competencia, digamos, hacerlo en primera. Porque Uncharted y Tomb Raider son en tercera, ¿sabes? Entonces, para que no les digan, no, han hecho Uncharted pero con Indiana Jones. Pues no, es en primera persona y ya está. Pero claro, el tema de que la cámara cambie constantemente, no sé, es un poco como mitad y mitad, ¿no? Y que estamos en enero, no descartéis que haya más cositas el resto del año, lógicamente. Bueno, vale, está bien, como digo. Que de 5 quiera jugar a 4, pues ni tan mal. Mira, hay Elder Scrolls Online, Global Reveal, vale, que esto me interesa cero, la verdad. Bueno, ha estado bien, como digo, ha estado bien.